I chose patient number 6, who had Huntington's disease. This patient was named Susan. She was a teacher, and she was 35 years old. This is a pretty average year for people to find out that they have Huntington's disease, since that's when the symptoms start to present themselves. A little bit of background about what she was experiencing. She said she had been having mild mood swings and things like depression. Physical symptoms like uncontrolled motor responses. She said that it feels like her limbs start to dance. Her mother had similar symptoms before she tragically died in a car crash, before any kind of testing could be done on her. And she has balance issues sometimes, and she's forgetting some little things at work, like where she put her keys, or that she had to do an assignment or something. So, these are all common symptoms for people who have Huntington's disease. Sadly, many people who have Huntington's disease are misdiagnosed because of the two things that I talked about before, including mild mood swings and depression. These two, you usually go to a psychiatrist, which she actually was. So she was being misdiagnosed, and people thought she had depression and mood swings without really going deeper to find if there was any kind of mental disease. Another thing was her uncontrollable muscle movements. That can be explained, along with her memory decaying. So, in Huntington's disease, her motor neurons stopped responding sometimes, which is the decaying of them. And, for her memory loss, the neurons in her brain are actually decaying as well. So at the end you will see her brain kind of break down. And her balance issues is another common thing in Huntington's disease. Along with that, she said her mother was having symptoms before she died, which also leads to the idea that that she has Huntington's disease, because it's a 50-50% chance that you get the infected DNA. So what is Huntington's disease, and how is it happening to her? So, what it basically is neurons in the brain are being damaged and slowly being killed, and her motor neurons are also decaying. Huntington's disease shows up through birth, through hereditary, and what it is, it's a series of nitrogen bases that repeat themselves with CAG, cytosine, adenine, and guanine, and that you have to have over 35 replications in a row or more to be diagnosed with Huntington's disease. Usually, however, there are 40 to 50 CAG repeats. And what this DNA does is it then gets moved to a protein or the ribosome, where it makes a protein, and this protein is vital to making and expanding neurons. So, obviously if there's a problem in it, the neurons won't be growing as good as they should be. That's what pathogenesis means. It means the appearance of a disease happening, and then later cell death, because there's a problem in the DNA that creates neurons. There are a few ethical problems that people have if they're experiencing it, or have family members that are, and the main ones are: should parents tell their children that the parents have Huntington's disease? Because it's a 50-50% chance that they would get it, is it right to tell them so then they have that in the back of their mind for the rest of their life? Also, should children get tested? Should they be confirmed that they have it or not, and then live their life like that? Or should they just live life normally, but don't know that they have anything? Should they tell other people? There's many cases where people have told other people that they have Huntington's disease, and most of them say later they totally regret it. And the last one is, should they repopulate since they have the disease? Some people say that it's not right because then you're making people of the next generation suffer through the same tragedies that you did. Other people say that the repopulation gives a chance at life for the person, which is better than no life at all. My personal opinion is, I'll put it in two different ideas. One from the parent's point of view, and one from the child's point of view. If I know that I have Huntington's disease, I would test my child immediately to find out if they have it or not. If they don't, great, I'll tell them that. If they do, I would also tell them that immediately. As a kid who was adopted, my parents telling me that I was adopted from the beginning and not later in life really helped me be happy about it instead of being shocked, right? So I think that for the child, it might be better in that respect. I would also let them decide if they want to tell others, and if they make the wrong decision, then that's up to them. And also let them decide if they want to repopulate, since it's not my life, it's their life. Now, if I was the child being told this stuff, I would personally not tell anyone because I don't want people to treat me different. And most importantly, I would repopulate or adopt. I believe that having a life and making that person experience what life is just so much better than just not giving it a chance. Or if they don't feel comfortable with spreading it to the next generation, at least adopt and allow a child who usually wouldn't have a life be able to have a happy and healthy life in your family. That's it.